Okay, so I've started streaming. Good morning. Once again, is a new month. June is here. That's 06. That's half of the year. I don't know how I feel, but let me just ask. I don't know how I feel about the new month. God. But I shall let me ask. How do you feel about the new month? It's June. How do you feel about the new month? What's on your mind? Just thinking about, oh, it's half of the year already. Any thoughts? Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. We just started and just asking the question. I've already wished us happy new month, but then I'm starting off with, oh, my video is off. Why? I'm starting off with asking the question, how do you feel about the new month? What's going through your mind? It's the 6th month, and some people call it the scorecard month. What's going through your mind? What's going through your mind? Abiola, please go ahead.
All right, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Month once again. So, for me personally, I would say yesterday I reflected upon the previous month spent, um, and I looked at, like you said, now that the scorecard. I look at, some of the positive side of life, like some of the positive things that happened in the previous 5 months, and looking forward to the next months ahead and what lies ahead. So for me, I would say it's a mixed feelings for me. Like I don't know if I'm actually excited or I'm actually worried, but all I know is that um, I'm just, I'm in between this month. So hopefully, maybe some of our session this month would change the narrative all through. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for sharing. You are in between, and that's a good way to put it. This half of the month, year. Sometimes we feel, what have I done? Have I achieved so much? Have I ticked my bucket list for the year? All the goals that I've set for myself, which of them have I achieved? What will happen in the next 6 months coming? It's usual. It's the normal thing to happen when you are starting off a month in June. But then it's one of those things, and the realization is, what do I do next? And I like the way you put it. By the time we complete this month, we would know where we are headed, and that's is the ultimate time to actually, pause, reflect, and realign ourselves with our intentions for the year and towards our vision as well. So blessing says, I feel great and blessed. That's why you're blessing. Because I have been receiving favor all around since the beginning of the new month. Okay, that's amazing. So since yesterday, it's been favor, favor, favor. That means it's going to be a good month. I tap into that favor because I need favor around right now, all round favor. Yes, all round favor. Lots of things are scaring me right now. I don't know where to even start, but it's one of those things. So we just um looking forward to a beautiful new month. And so that's why I thought it wise for us to get into a different kind of conversation, similar to what we've been doing, but I call it begin again. And you see these two words, they are so powerful that since 2012, around January of 2012, I got into a program. It's called Leadership Accelerator Program. And that program, one of the facilitators, her name is Professor Vaje, who ended up being my first boss here at LBS, the one I told you about that I met last week. But that time I didn't know who she was. She came into that program to facilitate a section for us, and the topic of our session was Begin Again. And I was like, what's this woman starting? What's that? But by the time she was done with that session, it changed a whole lot in me. And since that day up, like I can't remember all the other courses or topics that we did in that. It's an 8-month program. It's an, okay, let's call it 1 year, because the remaining months we used it for our project. It's a, well, I can't remember what other facilitators taught us, except I go back to I still have my folders, it's 2012. Except I go back there. But there is something about that woman when she came into the class and said, Begin Again. And that those 2 words, they stick. Like, it's been with me since then. So no matter what happens, she says, Begin again. And that was too powerful, the way she narrated the whole ideology. So when I was thinking about a new month that's half in between the year that we are currently in, 2025, and initially I said, let's do resets. But then with resets, there is still something that needs to follow it. And also I thought about, I think when we asked what topic should we do, someone mentioned mental health and self-care. So when I thought about all that, it's gave me that reason for us to say, this month, begin again. It doesn't matter what has transpired between January and May. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you are going back to square one. If you need to rewrite your goals, that's fine this month. Before you enter the second half, this is more like a reset month. If there are things on your bucket list that you are yet to achieve, go back. If there are things that you are still keeping for tomorrow, please go back. If you feel overwhelmed, if you feel mentally drained, if you feel I've not really done much this year, begin again. If you've done so much, it's also a time to begin again. And it means that in the second half of the year will be a better month. So this month, it's a reflective month, a month of reflection. And we are going to go deeper into what does it mean to actually begin again, to start life afresh. Because whenever I say starting afresh, I'm not saying you need to go back to square one. It means that you're taking the lessons, the knowledge, the experience of the first 5 months to key into what will happen in the next 6 months. So using this month as a pivot month to say, what can I do better? Where do I start? There's lots of things I need to do, but I'm not doing. And how do I make it work? So that's where we are going to, and I'm glad that you people are here. We are going to do lots of soul checking into our system, not just intellectually, not just in terms of work, but also in terms of relationships, in terms of network, in terms of things that we've planned for the year. Where are we beginning and where are we ending them? So these 2 words I'm sharing with you, it has followed me all through. That's why no matter what, I keep going. It's not easy. It's not that I know that running a business in Nigeria it's tough, especially the kind of thing I do that people do not want to associate with. We don't want to think about ethics and values and morals. But the more I feel a little bit of frustration with, getting through some of these things, the more I connect with people who are opening doors for, I will say, I will call it opening doors for the letter. So it's like they are helping me lay the foundations that would become later. And yeah, sometimes we're in a hurry because we have bills to pay, we have things to do, we have family to take care of and everything. But there are things that we call it delay gratification. There are things that you need to lay a good foundation for it to thrive. So whilst the money is not coming in, or the relationships, the opportunities, the open doors, people sitting behind closed door thinking about you, presenting you to the board, asking questions, what would this be? How would this be? So that's also progress in terms of what you do and how you do it. So I'm also sharing with everyone here. It might not be the way you want things to be. Things might not be flowing the way you want things to be, but it's up to you. It's up to you guys. It's up to you to actually make something out of it and tell your story. Start again, begin again, but taking all the experiences that you've achieved all through 2025 and even beyond 2025, before 2025. So today our main topic will be how to reset your life when you are mentally and emotionally drained. How many of us are mentally and emotionally drained right now? I am number one. I am mentally, emotionally, psychologically drained. All of it. I am tired physically, mentally, everything. I am. And I'm only showing up because I can't give up. But I'm mentally drained. I'm constantly writing, I'm constantly teaching, I'm constantly doing lots of things. I am tired. I wish I could just take 2 weeks off, not doing anything, and then money will come. Just somebody give me like 2 million and say, Flora, go and sleep. I will. But I am, and I'm being honest, I'm vulnerable. I am tired, really tired, very, very tired. And it doesn't stop from other things that are coming and showing up, and then you are trying to retweak what you are doing. So Paula says, I am overly drained. I know we had that conversation yesterday. Yeah. It's all about, when you want to do this, when you want to do that, trying to fit into the life that you envision for yourself. So I pray that this month gets better, but I also know that it's also a month to make some critical decisions and see how that works. So, you know how I am drained to the extent that I can't sleep because you know how you get tired, your brain can't even sleep. that's that's where I am now. That's where I am. Yesterday I had to, because it's also part of health issues that I have. I also, it's been because of this section, 7 o'clock. I've not been doing my morning walk, my 10,000 steps and all that. Yesterday, I had to go do my 10,000 steps. I even did, yes, the total of yesterday, what I did was 14,000 steps because I really need to get to that point where I am. Um, Unlike before, when I go for my morning walks, I will plug my ears all through. Even if it's 3 hours that I want to do, I'll plug my ear. But yesterday was the first time I did a long walk without plugging my ear. I didn't listen to any sound. I was just in my moment. I was just thinking. I was just walking, like very fast, no music, just my thoughts and myself, you know. It was refreshing though. Because sometimes the music, the soundness, you are in the moment, but there's no reflection. So I talk about loads of things, talk about decisions I want to make, talk about these things I want to do, you know. So I'm asking us to this month go back to square one. What can you do for yourself? And so I have a question that we'll use to kick off taking a deep breath. Well, Abiola says the brain is working while the body hibernates. Yeah. The brain, yes, that's it. The brain is working, but the body is hibernating. Any little thing you are up, because you are not sleeping. So I want us to start with this. When was the last time you sat still? When was the last time you sat still? Not to plan, not to worry, but to listen to yourself. When was the last time you sat still? Not to plan, not to worry, but to listen to yourself. Anyone? I think I did that yesterday. I just got to my flow. The guts inside was just listening to my inner voice. Yeah, Bella said I did that yesterday. Who else want to share? When was the last time you listened to yourself? You did not plan anything, you did not worry about anything, just listening. Just being in the moment, just thinking about one particular person that does not even know you are thinking about him or her. But that thought is not about the person, it's about living in the moment. It's about maybe fantasizing with someone in your head or with an event, loads of things that you plan doing. When was the last time you did something like that? Anyone wants to share? Or if you don't want to share, you could just, while I'm sharing, you could just write down some of the things that are on your mind. Number one is I feel most mentally and emotionally drained when I dash. I feel emotionally drained, tired, when I have a lot to do by myself. For me, when I have a lot to do. The second one is I wish I could stop pretending that. I'm sharing this so that we complete it on ourselves. I wish I could stop pretending. What am I pretending? I don't know if it's pretense, but I don't know how to pretend about anything. I think if you are close to me, you know me when I'm happy, when I'm not happy. I'm a very visible person. When I'm happy, you know. When I'm not happy, you know. Is it that I'm talking about it on my WhatsApp, or I'm silent? I'm a very predictable person. So I'm one of those people you cannot say, oh, I don't know that Flora is not happy with me. Or I don't know that Flora is this and that. It's not me. Because it shows in everything I do. It's either I'm silent, I'm quiet, I'm not talking, I'm not answering, or I'm talking about it on my WhatsApp. But I will talk about it, yes, somehow. But there is also something that I've realized is when I'm talking about something, and when I'm correcting, I'm talking, that means there's still hope in that thing. But when I stop talking, if I'm silent, I've given up and I'm waiting for something to blow it up. Like sometimes when I'm exhausted, I'm silent. I will not talk about it again. I will not just. That's how my own exhaustion happens. So I don't know what I'm pretending. I don't think I pretend. Because I'm open. If you're on my WhatsApp, you know that I could share something that just come to my head immediately. I don't leave it for tomorrow. I don't leave it for next week. Abiola says, I wish I could stop pretending that I'm fine while I'm not. That's deep. That's deep. And you need to actually talk it through. Why are you pretending that you're fine while you are not? I'm not pretending that I'm fine. If I'm not fine, I would say it. That I just make a passive comment and then somebody will ask me, what's that? But I will always say that I'm fine. And I come here, I talk about it. I don't hold back. It's being vulnerable. It also heals the soul. Because by the time you're talking about it, somebody can give you an idea. There are a few people, 3 people around my life now that I talk to about my business and my project, my thesis. I don't just started out talking to them about it. I was lamenting, and then they chose to listen. I was lamenting. The last person was I was lamenting why I could decide to go and do PhD in the first place. And we started talking about it. Anybody wants to share? I don't think it's only Abiola that is and Fola that is in this class today. What's happening? People of the Most High God. Okay, this person wants to kill this. What's happening, guys? The last one is, if I could reset one thing in my life today, it could be, if I should reset one thing in my life today, it could be, I should reset. This deep, what was that? What could I reset? Anybody wants to share? There are three things I've mentioned. The first one is I feel most mentally and emotionally drained when I dash. You could share in the chat. You can unmute and speak. I wish I could stop pretending that dash. For me, I don't know if there's anything I pretend about. If I could reset one thing in my life today, it could be what do I want to reset? My business? No. My health? Okay, maybe it could be my health that I don't have to worry about. There's so many things that worry me concerning my health. I'm fine, but you are human. Sometimes, maybe when you read something, or maybe you see your friends who you've battled, maybe cancer or maybe some other things, and they are no more, and they called you and they say, oh, this person has gone. Or anything, it could be, but mainly I think if there's something I need to reset, it should be my health. Can I reset that I no longer had cancer? That should be a good reset. But it's fine. Let's move. Anybody wants to share? I don't know why this made me emotional for a minute, but it's fine. Who wants to share, please? What is that one thing you want to reset this month? And to be honest, when I think about resetting, it's not that you're setting afresh. It's just that because you know that this thing is here, you need to be intentional about what happens to it. You need to be intentional about what happens to it. And yesterday was first, I chose to go and do my work. Because leaving it for a while, you never can tell. So Blessing says ability to read more and be exposed. Ability to read more and be exposed, dive into adventures. That's beautiful. Abiola says my finances. That's something that you need to put in the bucket list. Like this month, what am I going to think about? And now the fellowship is coming to an end. What options do I have? How do I make things work? What opportunities am I seeking right now, not waiting till fellowship is over? What doors should I be knocking at right now and not waiting till fellowship is over? So as you're preparing for exit, I used to tell fellows that you plan for your exit from the first day. Plan for your 2-year exit from the first day you enter the classroom, beside the fellowship. What will I do afterwards? What's my next move? Anybody wants to share? Okay, let's go. So let's talk about mental and emotional drain. So sometimes people say, even yesterday we talked about it, myself and Fola, we were talking about something and we brought up laziness. And we, at the end of the day, we also agreed that it's not laziness, it's just that we have a lot to do. And so sometimes being emotional drained and being mentally drained is not about laziness. It's a sign that there's a lot happening that you need to take either slow or take one bite at a time. So sometimes we are operating on a survival mode. Survival mode is I'm taking in a lot because I feel there is no time. Carrying too much for a long time, carrying one bit of pieces that is not making sense. So sometimes you need to ask yourself what part of your life is thriving and what part is surviving. So that's how I'm looking at it now. So when we think about things that drain us, one of it is unclear boundaries that we create with people. We've already talked about boundaries before, so we're not going to dwell around it. So saying yes out of fear, I'm still guilty about that one. Saying no out of guilt. Just because you don't want people to be angry, you say no. And then just because of fear, you say yes. What if I say no and then everything collapses? What boundary do you need to reestablish as we are getting into this month, as we are trying to begin again? The second one is silent suffering, smiling through pain, never speaking up. I don't know if I'm in that space. I'm always talking about my pain. Some people would think it's too much, talking about everything on my WhatsApp. But I'm the only one that wears the shoe. I know where it hurts me. So when I talk about it, it means that you're only seeing what I want you to see. but there's so much happening deep inside. So there's so much, silent suffering, smiling through pain, never speaking up. What are you not speaking up about? What are you not speaking up about? What truths about your life are you suppressing? What are you not sharing? Who are you not talking to? Do you want to talk to the person this month, this morning, just to say there's something I've been hiding from you and I want to share? Just when you talk about things, it's half solved. And the third one is performing for approval. You are performing for the likes, the applauses, the expectation from online in-laws, people on the internet that do not know who we are. Yes, sometimes they can be overbearing, but you also need to develop thick skin. So living on likes, applause, expectations. But the question you need to ask yourself is, who are you when no one is watching? Who are you when no one is watching? So you need to be intentional about that. Who are you when no one is watching? Can you share that kind of person with other people? So when we say let's reset, we are not saying quit. It means let's reconnect. So resetting is choosing to get started, choosing what stays and what doesn't stay, choosing who you talk to and who you're not talking to. That's resetting. It's not quitting everything that you're doing. No. Resetting is putting everything on the table and drawing out what works, what doesn't work, what pays me and what doesn't pay me. What am I excited about and what am I not excited about? What are the things that I want to talk about and what are the things that I don't want to talk about? So that's resetting. And when you think about your life, so think about it like a phone. When it lags, you don't throw your phone away. So when you pick your phone and you are making call, it's lagging. You don't say this phone I'm throwing it away because it's lagging. You check the memory, you check whether it's full and everything, and then you update the system. That's what happens. So why do you throw away your life when things are not working? Why do you give up? Why do you quit? Why do you, say everything is over when life is not going the way you planned it? Because if you don't treat what other things you have, some of us will wear our shoe once and maybe it will have a tear or the heels will just come off. We don't just throw away the shoe. We take it to the cobblers, we take it to shoe repairers, and they will fix it for us. So why do you throw away your life just because of one event? Why do you want to give up? Why do you want to quit? Okay, so you also think about what beliefs, habits, or relationship do you need to clear this month to feel like yourself again? What beliefs, relationships, everything that you need to do this month to clear off just to remain sane? What are the things that you need to do? What are the opportunities that you need to explore? Who do you need to talk to this month? It's all about your habits, it's all about your relationships, it's all about your beliefs. Which of them do you want to clear this month? Just to feel yourself again, especially when you feel that you're losing it. And there's a need for you to actually reset. And there's a need for you to actually reset. So what are the options that you have to be able to reset? So you ask yourself question, and these questions are not something that somebody can help you answer. They are personal questions that you could help answer by yourself. So what are those things that you are doing currently? So we are going to just to end up this session this morning. Anybody wants to share anything coming to your mind? Anything, any reflections as I was speaking? Who wants to share? Who wants to share anything coming to your mind? Or you can share in the chat. Anything coming to your mind as we are talking about resetting? This month requires a lot of reflection, a lot of thinking. If you go on the internet, you will see people writing lots of things about the month of June. So because everybody believes it's half of the month, do I still have opportunity to achieve everything in my that I put on my um, vision board or plan for the year? Can I still make it? Have I lost money in any way? What opportunities do I seek? And what can I do differently? So for us to actually walk through this activity audits very well, I want you to think about your life. Okay, Fola, please go ahead.
Good morning, Mama.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for yesterday, Mama.
Welcome.
So, as you were talking, I something dropped in my mind, and I want to just quickly share. Personally, I'm someone that when I fail at something, I beat myself so hard about that thing. I find I go back to see why did I fail in this, and I think I dwell so much on the why more than trying to see how to get it better. Yes, I will still go ahead and try to make it work, but I keep going back to oh I failed. And so many times that affects me moving forward, at the right speed. And while you were talking, you gave an illustration about when our shoe gets spoiled, and do we throw it away if it's your favorite shoe that you still want to keep? No, you take it to a shoemaker and get it fixed. It explains the reason why some of us have needles and threads in our home to repair things. We have some even go as far as getting a small machine to sewing machine to mend things, because we feel that these things are still valuable to us and we don't want to let go yet. So an illustration came to my mind again about, as we're talking about the shoe, I have a wristwatch with me that was a gift from my husband, and sometimes last week it started misbehaving. And I love this wristwatch so much that I didn't want to just throw it away. I started using it that way. It's not working, but I will still use it. I will still go out with it. So if I have to check time, I check on my phone, but I was still using it. But after doing that for 2 days, I decided I'm going to get this fixed because I want it, because it's valuable to me. So that really got to me when you were talking about the shoes, and I felt, yes, this is what um I should be doing. This is what many of us should be doing. You know, when we fail at something, when we feel that we are not really making things work the way we actually felt we should be doing, we are not to let go. We are to just go back, like you always tell us, you know, let's just go back to the drawing board and see, okay, why did I fail? But not to cling to that why so much that it deter us from moving forward and, you know, making headway. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I love the analogy of your wristwatch. It's, in fact, that summarizes everything. And there's a part of it that really resonated with me. Initially, it's not even about fixing it. It's about, let me be wearing my watch and be going my home. So even though it's not giving me what I want, but I've still held on to it. I'm still using it despite the limitation that comes with it, because I cherish it. So we can impute this in so many things that we are currently doing, whether it's our business, whether it's our work, whether it's that dream that you want to achieve, that journey that you want to start off anytime soon. You can achieve that simply because you cannot throw away your vision. You cannot throw away your goals. It might not be working as the way you planned it, but you keep moving, you keep reaching out, you keep networking, you carry it in your bag. And one day there's a video. I don't think I sent that video, did I? To the platform. I don't think I sent it to everyone yesterday. There's a video I wanted to share. So yesterday was one of those days I well, and I'll share that this morning. Please listen and comment. You see that video, when I woke up yesterday morning, in the morning, like around 4, after just my quiet time, I opened LinkedIn. That was the first video that came. It was as if the universe was talking to me. And that video, the person that shared the video started with, when you are in doubt. The person said something about let me I like that word. Whenever in doubt, take a chance on yourself. How long will you wait to get it? How far can you go to get it? How much do you want it? See, 3 questions. Whenever in doubt, take a chance on yourself. I'm going to share this video with everybody just to kick off this month. It's so emotional. And even when I came back yesterday, I played this video over and over again. And there's something I was looking out for. It's just about somebody taking a chance on himself. I don't know, most of you must have seen this video, but it makes me like, it's so beautiful. And it summarizes everything about taking chances on yourself, giving in. I know sometimes we feel, oh, I've been applying for this scholarship, I've been applying for this abroad, this thing, I'm not getting through. But you can't give up if that's really what you want. You can't give up. This morning I was coming to LBS and something just clicked. I've always dreamt to be here. And yes, there's opportunity knocking outside here. Do I want to leave this other opportunity? Live here for that opportunity? I was just thinking, what do I do? It's just my thoughts. Everywhere, like, it's just being intentional about what you are thinking. I'll share the video. Please listen to it, watch it, and share your feedback in the chat. But I love it. Started whenever in doubt, take a chance on yourself. Keep going, keep moving, keep exploring. Don't go back to square one. Even with going back to the first phase, take the knowledge, take the learning, and keep thriving. So the four things that today we are going to go through, please, I need us to share in the chat. There are four zones of our lives. First, the mental, second, the emotional, third, the relational, and the spiritual. So, if you can rate yourself, being honest about it on the scale of 1 to 10, where are you? What area is at the lowest? What would you reset? What would reset look like in that zone? So there is mental. Where are you? 1 to 10. Honestly, 1 is lowest, 10 is highest. You're doing well there. Mentally, emotionally, relationally, and spiritually. Emotionally, mentally, emotionally, relational, and spiritual. Relational is terms of relationships with people. Mental is what happens in your head. Emotional is also relationship with yourself and others. Spiritual is relationship with your being, with your God, with the supreme being, with the universe. Where are you? Mentally, I could say 5 for me. Emotionally, okay, mentally I could say 6. Emotionally, very maybe 3, 4. I don't know, maybe because of yesterday's experience. Relational, no, I'm doing well in terms of building relationships now. I am doing well, unlike Flora before that wants to be on her own. Or in terms of my relationships with my people, especially because where I am currently, I don't have option than to relate with people. That's part of the core values here at Lagos Business School. Relational is one of the core values. You can't walk past somebody without saying hello. You can't, want to leave the door without holding the door for the next person. You can. There's this culture here, so you have to learn to relate with people, share with people. So, it's also a learning curve for me. So, in terms of relational, I'm also learning. I've also learned to reach out to people. I don't care who you are. I shall knock, and the only thing you say is, no, you will not answer me. I'll come back tomorrow till you're tired of me, and I'm also tired of you. But I don't usually give up easily like that. So relational, I could say 7. I could do better. But spiritually, I could say 6, but because there's the kind of relationship I have with my being. It might not be the kind the world wants, but I have this conversation I have with my being at every point in time. So the one that is a bit low is in terms of my emotions, because sometimes I take things personal and it drains me. But mentally, I'm still okay. Relational, fine. Spiritually, fine. But emotional, I think sometimes it gets to me. And people like me, who people feel that they are tough. They have a lot to put them in. Sometimes being tough is just a way of, as a normal you when you are out there, but inside you there's so much going on, and then you are emotionally down. You want to talk about it, you want to speak with somebody, you are thinking about your health, you're thinking about other things. So for me, that should be where I need to reset. Anybody wants to share based on the 4 things I shared? We have 7 minutes to go, and I want us to finish. This month, we'll be finishing our classes every day. So I'll be rushing till we finish. What area is at the lowest for you? What would you reset? What would reset look like in that zone? And while you are thinking about that, I want us to share, please, let's share. And while you are thinking about that, few things you could just maybe write down and have it as a reflection for today or this week is, I deserve to rest. I deserve to reset. I deserve to return to myself without guilt. I deserve to rest. I deserve to reset. I deserve to return to myself without guilt. Yes, you deserve to rest. Yes, you deserve to reset yourself. And yes, you deserve to return to yourself without guilt. Any feedback coming? Any chats? Anything? Please share. You can share in the chat or you can unmute and speak. We have 5 minutes to go. We'll go deeper tomorrow. Because all through this week, we are redesigning, we are going back to square one. But we are doing it with the knowledge and experiences that we've gathered. Also, this week, you can think about what would be the main thing that you will do this week in terms of your reset. Pick one thing and do. It's called resetting rituals. Pick one thing and do. So it could be, 10 minutes of stillness before touching your phone every morning. Before you touch your phone, just give yourself 10 minutes to think. It could be drinking water mindfully, if that's part of your health game. It could be saying no without explanation. Saying no without explanation. It could also be unfollowing toxic energy online. If anybody is disturbing your peace, you unfollow the person. It's not compulsory to have followers. There are people whose accounts are private. They are there, but they choose not to rattle around around followers, looking for followers and doing all that. They are there to share what they want to share, but their account is private. You don't even know what they are sharing except you are part of their private group. So why are we so drained about the toxic energy online? And if for any reason you read comments, sometimes you worry, how do people write things like this? Especially with people they do not even know. But that's how life is, to be honest. That's how life is. So this week, do one thing for yourself. If you know what's that thing that is draining you, please be open about it. Be intentional about it. Grow, and think about life as a journey. And say your truth. Say your truth at every point in time. So to close us out, anybody wants to share anything? Anybody who wants to share? Where are you in the 4 quadrants? Okay, we have only 2 minutes, and I wanted us to listen to this that I want to share. When the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. Please listen to this that I'm reading now. When the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. You know what roots are? Roots are like, in Igbo people will call it mbologu. That's like when the roots of a tree, when it's very deep, no matter how the wind is blowing, how deep it is, things will still be going the way it should be going. When the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. We are not resetting because we are broken. We are resetting because we are ready to live rooted again. We are ready not to be rushed. not to be in a reactive mood, and not to be restless, but to be rooted again and to begin again. So whatever happens this week, whatever that has happened this month or last month, or all through January to Friday to May 31st, you are the only one that could reset that. It could be fun when you are thinking about it, but the most important is that you are allowing yourself to thrive, to grow, to become. So give yourself another chance. Move on with that thing that you want. Explore opportunities, and remember that life has a way of bringing us to our being and making us peaceful. That will be it. It's 8 o'clock on the dot, people of the Most High. And I'll see you tomorrow. Anybody has anything to share? Any questions, any feedback, any comments? Please, let's invite more people to join us. Yeah, we do have more people joining us, but always in the mornings, we don't see people coming, to join the session. I'm thinking of what we can do about it, really. But it's all good. Like I said, if one person shows up every day, the class goes on. Yes, that's the promise I made to myself. Just one person and the class will go on. So take care of yourself, but bring everything together as we go through this journey of February. No, not February, of June. Is a journey of resets. Okay? Bye, everyone, and take care of yourself. Thanks, Abiola. Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's one of those things. I'm fine. All right, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.